Welcome, everybody. We are back. It's been a week since I've been on here. I had a bunch of things going on last week. Uh, couldn't really get to this, and glad to be back. Hopefully, I don't have to leave. I've been waiting on a call for 2 days that I have to answer when they call. It's a government thing, so I can stay off work until February 9th. So, if that happens, I'll have to leave and I'll pop back on. But if that doesn't happen, we will just sit here, go through my portfolio, and then we will slowly look at DFS for the week. I haven't looked at anything yet, like anything at all. I don't even think I remember most of the matchups. So hopefully, hopefully I learned something. So what's up, Victor and Go Cards? How we doing? Glad that you enjoyed Arrowhead. I've enjoyed Arrowhead every time I've been there. I mean, I know I'm a KC fan, but at the same time, like I think it's just a good experience there. At least whenever I've been there, it's been a good experience. So glad to hear that you did well as well. Hey, what's up? How we doing, guy? Uh, I hate that it changed everybody's names. I believe this is Chayato. I can't remember. Uh, I believe that's correct, but like, have to relearn all the names based on the new YouTube thing. So anyway, we're gonna get to it. I had 140 teams. Chayato. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, but I wasn't 100%. I went into the week expected to get 17 teams out. That was after the Kyle Pitts explosion. I was still expected to get 17. And then Sunday happened, and I was expected to only get 7.9 teams through. And then Monday broke almost perfectly for me. I kept every team I had advancing in 11, and I was supposed to drop to 8, 7.9 or whatever. And I actually picked up a team instead. So we didn't get a Husky through, but that Husky also lost Patrick Mahomes, and the other quarterback was Jay Daniels, so it wasn't going to do anything anyway. So if I was going to lose a team to the ether, and like I know Victor helped me with that, and we were hoping that it got through, and a quarterbackless team could get through a small field like that, but it wouldn't do anything in the finals, right? So like, I obviously wanted it to move on, but it didn't. So that is what we're going with there. So now we're going to start looking through. I'm going to timestamp this. Going to start using timestamps a little more. So what do I want to? 325, 3 minutes and 40 seconds. We have portfolio review. Got it. And then, so big board, I'm actually advancing 4 teams. I'm going to end up advancing 4 teams through the big board. So I was supposed to advance 3. I got an extra one through last night. So this is by far the contest that I did the best in overall. I lost a team with 169, lost another team with 160. The rest of them really didn't do enough to move on. So that's fine. Yeah, Pitts. I thought Pitts was going to wreck me harder than he did. I got lucky that most of the Pitts teams that I went against didn't actually perform well. Yeah, it was literally you, FK Coolers, Mark Cox, and me. And I was super dead. Like, my team was not good. It only had Jonathan Taylor. It only had Jonathan Taylor and James Cook. And I would rather somebody I know have got through and Coolers ended up getting through than for me to make the $100 with no chance to advance to make the roll. You know, like, I would have rather you, Mark, and Coolers to all have got through there. Uh, it just makes more sense. What's up, Chad? Yeah, so looking at the big board, uh, I liked two of these teams, and two of them were iffy. One of the ones I like actually only has one quarterback. So this is the first one. Bo Nix, Justin Herbert. We have Gibbs getting through, Chuba, David Montgomery, and Travion Henderson. So it's a little thinner at running back, but Gibbs is probably not going to be super owned. So that feels fine. And then getting London back, Devonta Smith, Mooney. So we have a full Falcons stack with no quarterback. Jalen Coker, Io Manor is actually a fun piece. Troy Franklin, who's weirdly going to be a theme in my things. Kyle Williams, probably a pretty good. It's a low owned piece. Who knows what happens? And MVS surfaced last night. So, and then Trey McBride, Kyle Pitts. I had scored 71 points at tight end, which is the only reason this advanced. But like that's going to get me a Jahmyr Gibbs, Drake London team through. Which feels kind of fun. Like I don't think I'm going to have enough at running back to really do damage, but this is a fun team. Yeah, so we have Herbert to Quentin Johnston as well. But QJ's kind of fallen off. So it's just kind of just a like, and Herbert's not been good since he's been hurt. So this is mostly just a Bo Nix team in my eyes. The second big board I advance, this running back room is insane. This is probably my favorite one. Bo Nix only, but Achane, Cook, Travion Henderson, Blake Corum, Javonte Williams, Rashard Smith. This room is loaded. This is the team that's going to get third in the pod, and I'm going to be very sad when one of my other teams, if another team makes it through, like. If I were to handpick a team to make it to the finals, this is the team I want. I even have the bring back stuff, which in big board is going to be more rare, right? Brian Thomas, Xavier Worthy, who's going to be incredibly low owned because he sucks. Cortland Sutton, Keon, Kirk, Franklin, Io Manor, and Tillman. And I only have one. Or I have Gesicki and Loveland, which feels fine. The wide receiver is thin, but BTJ did look a little better. Sutton is fine. I just need to pick up a guy from the rest of them, and I'm absolutely going to flex running back. Like I have a lot of running back firepower here. I personally love this team. And if you want, I mean, we can look at that, but I know you also. Because it was Coolers and somebody else advanced. I don't think it was you. But we could look if you would like. If you want me to shame you for also not advancing. Like my team was toast. I knew it going in. This is the other one quarterback team I have. It is a Caleb Williams only team. Once again, Patrick Mahomes. I lost two Patrick Mahomes teams moving on. RJ Harvey, Dowdle, Spears, Charbonnet, Judkins, a pretty solid running back room. Nothing great. It's a Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, who feels really good. Like Jamar Chase, DJ Moore. Oh, okay, so you were at first. Got it. So is you and Coolers. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad it was two guys I know that got through because my team was toast. Like I didn't have a chance. I would have just ruined somebody's day if I would have got through. But yeah, we have Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Cortland Sutton, DJ Moore, Troy Franklin. Like that feels really, really good. With Judkins, Sharbs, Tajay, like all of these guys are alive except for Braylon. Have really strong top end receivers and Franklin, and then Trey McBride plus Travis Kelce and Harold Fannin. Like this is probably I like the other team more, but this is probably my best team overall that I have going. This is a big board as well. And the last big board, I think this one was my worst, if I remember right. You advanced one. Would love to hear what you think. Yeah, like once I'm going to go through all of my advancing teams, and if anybody wants me to look through theirs, I will. Yeah, it's sure thing, man. So I'm advancing a second Jahmyr Gibbs team through. We have Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, and Algier only. Basically, like Tank Bigsby, I guess, could do something. AJ Brown, JMO, Cortland Sutton. You're going to see a theme. I have a lot of Cortland Sutton and a lot of Troy Franklin that got me there in the big board. Jamison Williams, Jaden Reed, Golden, Downs, Scantling, and Franklin. So I actually hit the Jordan Love to Matthew Golden jackpot, and Golden's been crap. So it doesn't even matter. Solo tight end, though. Tucker Kraft out. Zach Ertz out. Dallas Goedert. I think that 3 of these teams are alive. I think it was the first one, actually, that was the one I didn't like as much. Yeah, this one felt a little thinner, but I think all 4 of those teams are semi-live to advance. Like, we will get to some of my other ones that are not. I advanced one. I had 21 little board 2s. It was 2 of 10 advanced, and I got 1. I got a single 1 through. Like, there it is. There's a little board 2. So, and it wasn't even my highest scoring team. It was a Podluck one that got through. So it's not even a good team. Like this one, I scored 155 and got 3rd. But this one, 128. Jordan Love, I only scored 128 with a 44 from Trevor Lawrence and 22 from Josh Jacobs. But Jonathan Taylor, Jacobs, Warren. We got Brian Thomas, Adunze's out, Addison, Jaden Reed, Burton. Haven't heard if he's going to be healthy or not. Leggett, I didn't take much of him, but he's been fine this year, honestly. And then a trio of solid tight ends. I don't personally have much hope in this team myself. I'm curious to see what the pods I get are for sure. So back over here, we went through the pre-draft stuff. Okay, I have a puppy. I will find it. I hate how. I guess with the ones I'm only advancing one of, I can just click this, right? Yeah. But if I'm advancing more than one in the contest, you got to go to the other page. So this is Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, CMC, Travion, K Walker, who I've been completely avoiding in DFS, and it's been helping me make a little bit of money. Jarquez been a healthy scratch. Giddens been a healthy scratch. Dobbins, unhealthy scratch. Once again, another Brian Thomas team. Like, I have 3 Brian Thomas teams alive out of my 12 teams going right now. Which is awesome. Like, that feels pretty solid. I think that, like, it feels thin, but if he has a good game, like getting a Brian Thomas team to a finals, I think is going to feel pretty good. So BTJ, Tet, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Rashid Shaheed, Keenan Allen, Chimere DK, Colson Loveland, Ferguson. Like, this team is thin at running back, but it's strong at running back. CMC and Travion, to me, is strong. And everybody always hopes K Walker is good. So that team feels alive, but not great. I'll get to the Poodle last. I think it's my favorite team. I'll explain why later. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I do think that more BTJ is going to go through, and he's going to be way more owned than we were thinking, purely because T-Law outscored every other quarterback by 15 points. All right, so we will come down here. I'll do the flocks last, actually. We'll do the palm next. Got Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Tajay Spears, Rashard Smith, R.I.P. my boy, Cam Scadaboo. And by the way, if you're in here, if you're just popping in, if you could smash the like, I would appreciate it. C.D. Lamb, Devonta Smith, Igbuka, Golden, Keon Coleman, Douglas, R.I.P. Ray Ray McLeod, Kyle Pitts, and Jonnu Smith. This is the team that, like, it had like a 6% chance to advance. This was the team I picked up that wasn't supposed to advance, I believe. Where is it? I think I barely beat somebody. No, okay, it wasn't this one. But the Jonnu Smith touchdown secured it. So this team also is semi-live. Like, I have reasonably healthy players here as well. So the German Shepherd 2, Drake May, Matt Stafford, which is going to be a very unique combination. Like, no T-Law, no Bo Nix. Both of them just barely got 20 points. So this should be pretty lower owned. It is a 2 of 12 advance, or 2 of 10 advance in the German Shepherd. So you will have more variations in that. James Cook, Travion Henderson, B-Rob, Tootin, who got hurt, Will Shipley. This is a thin running back room because it's just those two up top, unless something happens to CMC. Hey, what's up? How we doing, up dog? Glad to see you. It took me I'm trying to remember what everybody's new name is since YouTube changed everybody's names. I have to try to correlate. Anybody who's changed their picture, I'll have no idea. Like, none. So Puka Nacua, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, RIP. I'm assuming he gets shut down for the rest of the season. Matthew Golden, Jalen Noel, Adonai Mitchell, Loveland, and Pitts. Like, this is a unique team, though, because it has Puka, AJ Brown, Adams, Cook, and Travion, right? Like, that, like, the James Cook plus Travion was, I guess it was semi-common early on, but the Puka, AJ Brown, Adams, I feel like is probably pretty uncommon. So I do not expect Adams to play. He's definitely, I haven't seen the official word that he's out this week, but I would absolutely not expect him to play this week. And this team is a super flex team. I have Kenny Pickett alive. Everybody, I have Kenny Pickett alive in super flex. My only super flex that I advanced, I had 22 bullets at super flex. I got one through. Drake May, Goff, T-Law, Kenny Pickett are one hope. Gibbs, Hampton, Cook, ETN, Tootin. I correlated the ETNs here. Something I did for fun, like in the last round, just because I also thought Trevor Etienne was worth a stab in a 20-round format as well. Wide receivers, J-Mo, Diggs, Igbuka, Douglas, Pierce, Brown. Honestly, feels really dead. Diggs keeps getting less snaps. Igbuka got less snaps last week with McMillan back. Douglas, he can always get there in a play. Alec Pierce, like, Phillip Rivers is probably not it. So this team probably not alive to really move on. It has a lot of firepower at running back and a lot of firepower at quarterback. And you do just need two. So, like, as long as J-Mo has a good week and somebody else gives 10 points or so, it could advance. I just don't love that team. So we looked at the Palm, I believe. Yep. So the other team I have to look at is this one. This is my favorite team. We got Drake May, Matt Stafford, Cam Ward, Jacobs, Chase Brown, James Cook. That feels like just imagine if this team still had Scadaboo. Like, it would be so awesome. Puka, Pickens. So I advanced a Pickens team through. I mean, he'll be reasonably higher owned just because, like, in this contest specifically, because it was a 1 of 6, and he was so good for advance rate. But Ricky Pearsall is going to be low owned. Diggs, Kyle Williams, Tommy Brown, and the Tutu Atwell. That's got me excited. Like, I've got Tutu Atwell here in this with Stafford and Puka. I don't have any bring back for week 17 in that game. That is fine, though. We got Dallas Goedert and Hawkinson. Like, I love this team. It's a 1 of 5 in the next round. I would personally love to get the Poodle through above everything. Like, I mean, the big board, obviously, I would like to play for the more money. But in the Poodle, I made a stand of, I think I had like 87%. 17 of my 20 Poodles had Puka on it. I made a stand to take Puka at every pick when he was available. That's what got me this unique pairing with Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown. And then James Cook actually fell all the way back. So, like, this won't be, like, if this shows up to the finals, it will absolutely be the only, because I think I took Puka at the I mean, I guess I could just bring it up over here. Look at the draft board. I think I took him at the 102 or something on that draft. Because I remember doing these for sure. Oh, it's been doing that, trying to do the location thing. Whenever it actually loads up. Yeah, and congratulations to everybody for all their advancing teams. And honestly, like, it's an absolute brutal game. Oh, I can't do it here because that's the pod. So I'd have to bring it up in the season, like from last week. I could, like, if you guys really want me to, I can definitely go find that. We can do that a little later though. But I remember specifically taking him early. And then I messed that up again. Here we go. All right. And then I advanced 2 flocks. Flocks are 50-50. And I got both of them through. I put up 150 basically in both. And I think they're both good teams. So in flock, I am not a guy who likes 4 quarterback. But when it's a 1 of 12 advance and you have 2 other people in your pod heavily pushing quarterbacks to try to get the nuts, because that may make sense. Like, your hardest advance rate in this contest, it's 100% final. Your hardest advance rate is round 1. So if you can steal the quarterback points away from 2 other teams, like in this, I remember that I got Bryce Young at like 180 and Geno Smith. Like, I double tapped Geno Smith, Bryce Young on the turn. Or I took one and then back around the edge, because I took Bijan at 102, I believe. And then I took Geno and then Bryce Young around the corner, because the people on the other side of me were trying to push because I had 2 quarterbacks, right? So I basically starved the room of quarterback points because I had Bijan, Jacobs, Cook. I mean, that is fun. Now, I really need T. Higgins. Like, getting T. Higgins through would be awesome. I don't know if he's going to play, but I have T on a couple teams, so I definitely need him to play. DJ Moore, Egbuka, Jacoby Myers, Cup, Douglas, Coker, Fannin, and Sanders are my only 2 healthy tight ends. But this team wins with James Cook, Jacobs, and Bijan Robinson. And like like with Igbuka getting less snaps, and Jacoby's been solid, and Coker's actually been reasonably good lately as well. I think like if T can play this week, I really like this, and it's a heads up. So who knows what could happen? I could go against an absolute powerhouse, or I could go up against somebody who I only need to score 110 points as well. The Gale, welcome. E22 Atwell to nuke one time for the one time this week. Yeah, like I don't think 2-2 is going to be very well owned. I don't think it's going to hurt a whole lot of like I took a bit of him, so I'm pretty happy to get him through as well. Having Myers traded from the faders to the Jags was big. I was a fader, by the way. I ended up with like 3.8% Jacoby, something like that. Like not that high. Which, to be honest, like I was fading it because I wasn't positive that the Raiders offense would be able to function, which was correct. I didn't get all those thoughts right, but that one I did end up pretty right. So Patrick Mahomes, RIP, CJ Stroud, Matthew Stafford. We got James Cook, Tajay, Dowdle. So this is very, very thin, but luckily it's a flock contest, so it's only heads up. So, but my wide receivers, Nico, Puka, Evans, which feels awesome. Worthy, Higgins, Coker, and solo tight end, Loveland. This one, I really like. I definitely want the other one to advance. Like if I were to pick, I definitely want the other one. Obviously, I want both, but I like the other one's odds a little better than this one. But we will see what happens when the pods come out. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Coker and Fannon's got to be rare, right? Like, because I got Coker on both of them, right? Which is pretty fun. I weirdly have a lot of Tajay Spears teams available or left as well. So the flock contest, I actually got 9th in the very first flock contest ever. I got top 10. So it had a spot in my heart, and I played it a little differently. And in this one, like, I just wasn't going to let the guy push Geno Smith. Like, he literally, if I remember right, they took Trey Tucker to push him around. I'm like, no, you ain't doing that. Because he already had Bowers and everything. He got a really big fall on Bowers. And instead of just locking up because he only had one quarterback at the time. And he was trying to push Geno around the corner. So I did that. And then I wanted, and then Bryce Young came all the way back around. But yeah, the Harold Fannin and Coker in that contest is probably going to be pretty rare. Like, I need T. Higgins to play is where I'm at there. So I know a lot of you guys don't care about this, but this is the Spoiled Banana Society Best Ball. So this jackpot league, that's an automatic advance to the finals. I lost by 4 points. So I was so tilted with the Kyle Pitts thing. Not only did he absolutely nuke, and I only had like 3 shares of my 140 teams with Kyle Pitts on them left. And I didn't fade him. I had like 6%. Like I wasn't field, but I didn't fade him or anything. In this team, going into the last night, I lost by 3 points. This would have just been an instant finals team. I had San Francisco, New England quarterback on bye. Kirk Cousins gave me 4.48 points and 4.48. And then he puts up 29 the next week. I was super frustrated when that happened. Like, I even had Puka that week. He nuked with the Pollard nuke, with the ETN, and the Harvey. And I was ahead going in. The problem is that I got 4 points at quarterback, and then where is it? And then Tom Alam here. They ended up getting 150 with Philadelphia's defense at the end of the game, and they had like at the very end of the game, I think they got a turnover, which gave them the points to advance. So I was a little upset at Kirk Cousins about that. But the team I ended up getting through on this site, so it's 2 of 10 advance, and next round will be 2 of 10 advance. We got Philadelphia quarterback, Arizona quarterback, Cincinnati running back. So I built out the Cincinnati Arizona game in a weird way. I took Cincinnati RB1, Cincinnati wide receiver 2, like, and I believe I streamed this and I talked it out as I done it. The theory is that so we have Detroit wide receiver 1. Hey, nice, thank you. Yeah, Pickens killed a lot of people's stuff. So the theory here, and we still got a round to go through, but if Detroit wide receiver 1 is what you need, and let's say Amon-Ra outscores Jamar Chase by 2 points, but T. Higgins scores 22 points, right? And it's like 25 to 24 to 22. This team will crush the other Cincinnati, Arizona teams, assuming that happens and Hurts gets there, right? So, because you'll play that, you get the higher wide receiver score, which will even out. You're going to have the Cincinnati RB to leverage a little bit as well. And we have Trey McBride, right, on the other side. So I like this team. Arizona, Philadelphia, I scored 65 points at tight end. We got Rams, Cincinnati, Jacksonville running backs, and Tampa Bay running back 2. That doesn't really matter, but just filling in roster spots. Basically, the reason I ended up doing that, the Cincinnati wide receiver 2 thing, was for that reason. I just wanted the third, like I had an extra roster spot. The KC wide receiver 2 doesn't matter. And then over on DraftKings, I was 1 of 37. I only advanced 1 of my entire 37. This is a pre-draft best ball. It's also a Hurts team. I don't think this one has much of a chance. The wide receivers are awesome, but it's also got Higgins. It's only got Judkins, Tyler Warren, Rico Dowdle, and LaQuint Allen. I guess you can count Will Shipley. But the running backs are pretty thin, but wide receivers are pretty solid. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, Luther Burden, Tillman's fine, Jaden Higgins, Troy Franklin. It's got Bo Nix. It's got Jalen Hurts. It's got Trey McBride. So, like, it's not dead, but it absolutely will need Judkins, Warren to go through, right? And if it gets to the finals, I think it's pretty dead to get first overall in a big finals. And then we'll go the last 4 teams I have to show you. Fourth quarter, I did 56 drafts in fourth quarter. I got 11 of the 56 through. I lost 3 teams on Monday night in the overtime in the Chargers game. But I'm moving 4 teams on to the semis out of 56. That feels fine. I think they're all pretty live as well. First team, Baker, Dart, Trevor Lawrence, Taylor, Bucky, Woody Marks, Spears, Blake Corum, Flowers, Olave. This looks weird. BBM DB doesn't support the fourth quarter, or it didn't whenever I was looking earlier. Pat Bryant, Malik Washington, Cedric Tillman, Yoshi, Trey McBride, Britton Strange. Other team, one of these I barely advanced. I think it's the next one. May, Burrow, Stroud, Cook, Jacobs, Chase Brown. So I'm pretty invested in this combination of running backs throughout my whole portfolio. Also, Cortland Sutton and Puka Nacua. On Thursday night, I'm going to have a pretty solid idea on some of my teams because I think I have three. I think it was 3 teams in a live with Puka on it. T. Higgins, once again, I need him to come back. Pierce, probably dead without Daniel Jones there. Shaheed, Jennings, Golden, Higgins, like Michael Wilson, the new fantasy superstar. Taysom Hill, likely Hunter Henry. That one's okay. Yeah, so it was okay. It's the last one that I got through, barely got through. Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, another Jacobs team, David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Gainwell, Ollie Gordon, Jaleel McLaughlin, Jamar Chase, Higgins, Adunze, Myers, Wilson, Bateman, Mechie. So I have the Arizona game stack with Michael Wilson instead of McBride. I think it's going to be McBride, but I built this out anyway. It's also got Gesicki, who's going to be low owned in this contest. Colson Loveland and Britton Strange. And yeah, this one I advanced by 0.22. We got Dylan Gabriel, probably the only alive Dylan Gabriel share in the contest. I did this the very first week it opened. I did like 3 the first week. That was before Shadur. Like, that's while Stefanski was still being stupid with everything. Bucky, ETN, Benson, which RIP Benson. I thought it was a great pick, but he ended up never playing. Singletary, Keaton Mitchell, and Hunt. I'm thin at running back, but I'm fine. I have healthy bodies for the most part. Puka, Pittman, Pearsall, Judy, Kincaid, Fannin, Musgrave. That's what we got. If you guys want me to look at some of your stuff, let me know. We will actually go here and look at the not the Bulldog. My Bulldog was dead on arrival too. The BBM was pretty dead. Oh yeah, it was the Bulldog. The Bulldog's the one that you guys wanted to look at. Oh, I didn't know that was your name. Okay. That's why I was confused. Got it. So yeah, King of QC here. Right? Like this is King of QC, I believe. I thought you were King of QC. But anyway, the first place team had Kyle Pitts with 4 tight ends. But their running backs are insane. CMC, Swift, Pollard, ETN, Tootin. Like, that is such a solid running back room. Caleb Williams, Bryce Young feels thin to me, but it don't matter if it works. And in a contest that I think is a 3 of 12 advance, like, it makes kind of makes sense. AJ Brown, JSN, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Michael Wilson, Yoshi. That's a pretty solid team. And then Coolers, who's been dominating everything. We got Josh Allen, Baker, Achane, Travion Davis, Amon-Ra, Worthy, Olave, Godwin, Shakir, Christian Kirk, who, while is on some of my teams too, don't feel great about it. Josh Palmer, Alec Pierce, Goddard, and yeah, those are both really, really good teams. I'm pretty sure I missed one of my big board teams because, yeah, it was this one. Oh, the bigger board. Bigger board. That's what it was. Okay, bigger board. Yeah, I forgot to mention on this one, on this big board team, I actually took the Detroit backfield on this. I got Gibbs plus Demont. So like, and that's actually been pretty, like, it's been pretty helpful to have both throughout the season. All right, so guess I could do the bigger board from here. My team, I got last, but if you look at my team, you know I was going to get last. Because I had only I had Derek Carr and Justin Fields, Cam Ward, and Cam Ward did his part, to be honest. But T-Mac, nothing. McLaurin, nothing. Egbuka, nothing. Diggs, nothing. I went into this weekend with 33% Diggs and 30% Rashee Rice, and weirdly 33% Scattaboo still. So King of QC here, advancing this bigger board. This team looks fun. Like, I haven't looked further, but Bo Nix, Drake May feels awesome. Achane, Henderson, Aaron Jones. Like, he did the duo running back as well. Like, not pick one, just take him at the turn. Take Aaron Jones and then take Jordan Mason. But I guess when bigger board closed, Mason was like a 170 pick, right? Like, he wasn't he hadn't been signed yet, or he hadn't been traded yet. So yeah, you got major value there. So he didn't do that on purpose, but it don't matter. Like, Jordan Mason was pretty talented, and it's his number 4, right? But Aaron Jones, Travion, kind of funny. He drafted a San Francisco running back, and he ended with the San Francisco running back. Amon-Ra Adams, hopefully he comes back for you. I need him as well. Jamo Sutton. Oh, this could have been super, super fun with Travis Hunter. But Trey Harris is starting to come on. Like, all of these players, like, that's a very, very good wide receiver room. I like that wide receiver room. You're very top heavy with Achane and Henderson. Like, you have a huge ceiling at running back as well. And then Henry, Freiermuth, a little thin at tight end, but we've seen Hunter Henry have big spikes, and we've seen Freiermuth get like a decent floor for the last several weeks as well. Anything else that anybody wants to look for? Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hopefully, like, I was surprised that the team that you and I drafted together, Updog, it stayed very close to advancing the whole time. Like, it was always like 20 points away. Like, we never closed the gap. And being a Jefferson, JJ McCarthy team with Sean Tucker on it, like, and Isaac Tesla, like, it felt, because all those picks were pretty much dead, right? But overall, like, it stayed decent on points. And we almost snuck in, but we ended up not getting there. So that's what I have. Those are all of my alive things. I guess I can go over sprint. I guess I could look at sprint. I did 36 sprints. I advanced 8. And I got like a 150. Where's the leaderboard at? So, sprint, overall leaderboard, 220, huh? Man, this is horrible to look at. McHorder 16 has... Was that 2 of them up there? Well, my top team is in sprint is... Where is it? It's 155. It was a Daniel Jones team. Daniel Jones and Michael Penix. So it just had it didn't even have Kyle Pitts on it. Or it just had Trevor Lawrence, right? So that's my highest. I don't really have anything alive in Sprint, but anything can happen next week, right? Any of these teams can score 220 and get up into the top 100 next week. 123 is my second highest scoring because I believe these are in order of scoring. Yeah. So I have one that's over 123. So I'm not doing that good in Sprint. Hey, how we doing, sir? Tried to super chat, but it didn't let me. You have a little board, and I was hoping to get your thought. I have yeah, I gotta look it up. You got to get to 500 subscribers to have super chats. I'm not there yet. And whenever I get there, and I appreciate it, I'll do it either way. So, little board. Oh. Forgot about that. And I didn't switch the screen. I was looking up GX knows stuff. So overall, and then sort by your teams. There you go. Yeah, so 155, 123. I have one that's almost in last. I have about I almost have the worst team in Sprint. What do I get for that? Anybody? I got Damian Pierce. Any other Damian Pierce shares make it through? Look, being unique isn't always good. Yeah, so all right. So looking at by the way, what is your welcome to the channel. I don't believe I've seen you. I might have seen you here before, but I took a week off. I had some family issues. Everything's good now. Everybody's healthy. So we're back. We're going to be streaming a lot. So you got the 60th best team in the little board. So I'm going to assume you have some Pitts on this team. Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, as expected. RJ Harvey, DeAndre Swift, Rico Dowdle, David Montgomery, Sean Tucker in the little board wasn't drafted as often, so he'll be pretty low owned. And then Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas, Terry McLaurin, JMO, Waddle, Wandale, and Booty. That's a really, really fun wide receiver room. That's a getting this team out with Brian Thomas, Terry McLaurin is awesome, right? Amon-Ra, JMO, Waddle, and Wandale done you work. Wandale got this team here. Terry McLaurin and Brian Thomas have to be super fun pieces to have. I would be excited about this team for sure. And then Jordan Love, Matt Stafford. Oh, you lucked into the Bijan, Devontae Adams, Matt Stafford, week 17. You lucked into that in the little board. That's fun. Bijan, Cook, Kyron, with the Kyron as well. JMO, Jaden Reed, McMillan, Mooney, Cup, Wandale again, Tez, Kyle Pitts, Mike Gesicki. Yeah, I think both of these teams are super live. I like them. They're really well built. This one, I think this one would be the most fun. If Adams is able to play on Monday night in 2 weeks, this is the better team, in my opinion, the more fun team. But they're both really, really solid teams. Like this one's going to be more or less low owned. This other one, you got a finals team, you got the Monday night game on lockdown. As if Adams ends up coming back, I personally think they're gonna sideline him for I haven't seen it officially yet, but I personally think they're gonna sideline him for the rest of the season. So anybody else want just type it in the chat if you want me to look at anything. I am willing to look at whatever. I'm going to go through. I actually had a little success again in dailies. And I was going to go through the two teams that I had that ended up making a little money. So I ended up doing 30 total drafts. I was in for like $220 and come out $1,100. I got third in the Deposit Kingdom with no T-Law and no T-Law, no McBride. I just hit everything else. Got Jared Goff to Amon-Ra. Then the JSN, that was reasonably rare because this contest was late. And so I wanted the unique pairing. And JSN ended up being he did enough, right? It got there. The Tyrone Tracy scroll down got me there, though. Because we got ETN, we got Tracy, we got Amon-Ra. This contest, I barely got to third, but this was a lower scoring contest than a lot of the other ones. And then in the Engage 8, which I actually won 2 weeks ago. I'm running reasonably hot here. I got fourth this week, and no T-Law on this team either. CJ Stroud to Nico. No Amon-Ra or T-Law. CJ Stroud, ETN, Hendo, Puka, Nico Collins, McBride. Game stack here. And then a bunch of one-offs correlated. I had a lot of points. If Nakua was Amon-Ra, this team would have got first. I believe Amon-Ra scored. Oh, Amon-Ra 34 and Puka scored 23. Yeah. So if I would have done that, I would have got first. But I liked Puka more last week. I thought Puka was a great pick. And it got me to the Nico Collins, McBride. That was the key, was just not dying with the number one receiver, the Nico McBride with these two running backs. I was heavily overweight ETN and Henderson last week. So I hit it right that time. I was wanting to do limited drafts. That's what I done. Also made $15 on $10 of entries here with a little team. Oh, Crutches. Didn't see that Crutches got there. And I got $35 back on $60 of entries here with a Jared Goff, Jonathan Taylor doing me dirty, Tyrone Tracy, Amon-Ra, Olave. Here's the guy who really done me dirty. Isaiah Likely, 0 points. If I would have got just 8 points, where would that have put me? Not that high. So it's all good. I would have needed to get down to Goddard, who wasn't even on my radar. And that 22 points wouldn't even have put me in the winnings. It would have put me $100. The real winner of the weekend was Gamblestein, who took down the late slate on FanDuel for $30,000 this week. Everybody congratulate Gamblestein on his big win. FK Coolers, if he's in here, he won, I think, $7,000 on think it was last night, or I think it was I think it was last night. Missed advancing to BBM by 0.01. Oh, let's go look up DX Filer. I believe we will look it up over here. And if anybody else wants me to look up their stuff, shout me out. If not, I'm going to probably jump in. I'll do a Wildcat. I've not looked at the ADPs, but I was going to do one or two of those and then probably hop off. I mean, you got one advancing. That's more than a lot of people can say. Oh yeah, you missed the one by 0.1. You're like your highest scoring team, and then a lower scoring team got through though, and you barely got that one through. We got so what happened here? Waller team, yeah. Yeah, that's sick. That's sickening. A way worse one got through. Yeah. Ooh, two is getting. I don't know if it's official, but I heard 2 is getting benched. Yeah, that is. I mean, that's the game we play though, right? Like we all know what we're signing up for when we decide to click the button. It doesn't make it a lot of fun. Yeah, so I wasn't sharing the right thing. This is the team that he got that got beat by 0.1 to Waller, McBride, Kincaid. Like this team is awesome. Got the week 17 correlation, Bijan, Jacobs, Sharps. Like that's a fun team. I want to, and Darren Waller of all people. Yeah, that's not fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a Wildcat. I'm probably gonna have to enter on my phone. It's been stupid the last couple days. I will give you a warning whenever I'm about to enter. Team had a shot to go to finals if it advanced. Yeah, no, it did. Like that, the other team had a huge ceiling, and I actually kind of like Bo Nix a little bit this week. I think he can get there against the Jags. The Jags are really dominant at stopping the run. By the way, entering the Wildcat, and I'm going to enter in 10 seconds. So, like, the Jags are not great at defending the outside part of the field, like the edges. And Bo Nix attacks those areas pretty well. So I kind of think I think that he has a pretty solid chance to be good. I don't think it's going to be a Harvey week. Not to say that I'm going to drive 0 Harvey in these, but I think that Bo Nix is actually a pretty okay piece to have next week. Maybe that's cope because I have like 3 Bo Nix teams alive still. We get the 102. Nice and blunt at the 105. I've seen Beef Neck in here before. If you're watching, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We got I'm pretty much that HN Bijan is the way to go here. Although it's kind of hard to argue Gibbs too, especially if you look 0 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 0 touchdowns. What's he going to do this week? Is it going to be 3 touchdowns? is going to be 0 touchdowns. Pittsburgh, like they've been really weird with like they either absolutely dominate teams on the ground or they get smashed. Like yes, they do, unless they decide to sell all the way out to do it. And every once in a while, Tomlin just decides because like against Jonathan Taylor, they just absolutely sold all the way out to make sure Jonathan Taylor doesn't crush him, right? Like I want 17% of all three. Like I'm just going to make sure my exposures are close to 17%. I'm not going to make a stand between Gibbs, Bijan, Achane. They're all good picks. I'm just going to kind of get different later and hope that if one of those three is what you need, that I make the right combination. But Gibbs could absolutely crush. Like he really could. I'm actually kind of in on James Cook this week. The last 2 weeks, James Cook, like the Cleveland Browns defense has given up a 20-some point game to Tony Pollard. Like Tony Pollard's easily his number one. I think it's almost 30 points, right? The Pollard game. Or maybe it was. Maybe it's 30.1. Let's look it up. 28 points. And then last week, they gave up quite a bit of points as well. Like Nico is in a pretty good spot. Yeah, they their defense is playing in a way that I'm pretty sure the only thing they're trying to do is make sure Garrett gets a sack record, and anything else that happens doesn't matter. I don't blame him. Like, I think they're a bad team. They don't really have anything else to play for. And they were absolutely elite, but they are getting absolutely gashed over the last 2 weeks. So I agree. Like I think that James, we've seen, yeah, exactly. Do I want to do the skinny stack here? I'm going to go ahead and take Chase Brown, actually, against Miami. I know Miami's run defense has gotten better, but they kind of got exposed last week again, or last night, right? Like, vibes aren't great in Cincy, but I don't mind the matchup this week. And to be honest with you, I'm going to end up reasonably overweight on Darren Waller this week. And I don't mind building out that game stack a little bit. Like, there'll probably be a headless stack with them, honestly. Yeah, and when the Browns are getting beat, like, it's not even close. Like, they are absolutely getting gashed, like, to an insane degree. And the one thing James Cook can do is he's very patient at running inside the tackles. And as soon as that little hole opens up, exploding through it. And those guys in the secondary don't want to tackle right now in Cleveland. As soon as the defensive line is breached, it's like they've given up. So I need James Cook to work this week, so maybe I'm just coping. But I honestly think, as bad as the matchup is on paper, if we just remove the full season and look at it over the last month, that it's not as bad of a matchup versus Cleveland. And there are Cleveland defense home road splits, which are pretty wild. But the Pollard one, I believe Tony Pollard was at Cleveland, right? Yeah. So like you can't even really say that anymore. When the Titans absolutely dominated them. The Titans, the Tennessee Titans. Like, come on. That's the team you're going to let dominate you like that? Come on. You're better than that. Or maybe you're not. Apparently you're not. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Vlad here. And then I'm going to just reach down. Or I guess I'll have to take Waller here. I didn't realize he was getting drafted every draft. Like I said, this is my first Wildcat of the week. I haven't looked at the ADP landscape. I just kind of know what a couple of the games are. I'm going to do one more of these, and then I'm going to log off. I have some things I need to get done tonight. Here pretty soon. I'm going to re-go over everything tomorrow when all the pods come out. I'm going to look through all of them. And that's what I'll do at the beginning of my stream tomorrow. And I'll actually look into the DFS stuff a little bit more, have a little bit more takes on what I actually like and don't like for the week. I've also started doing more of my drafts later in the week, and I've had more success doing it that way. So I'm going to try to do that when possible as well. But this right here feels like it could be a really nice headless stack, like a skinny stack here, or a headless stack. I think going with the Jackson Dart, maybe just stacking Goff with Gibbs. That seems perfectly fine. Goff and Gibbs. Actually, the headless Bo Nix stack to me, I was talking it up a little bit ago. I'll take Bo Nix if he's available. He's been pretty good lately. And I know that Jacksonville's defense is good, but like I said, they're much better in the interior than they are on the outer edges of the defense. So the team we got a Bo Nix, single quarterback, Gibbs, Chase Brown with the bring back of Darren Waller, and then the wide receivers, Nico Collins, Ladd McConkey. Nice and blunt here has Trey McBride, James Cook, ETN, who's an absolute beast right now, DK Metcalf against Detroit's secondary. I haven't been in on DK Metcalf very much at all this year. I think I'm in on him this week. I'm not going to be overweight, but I will definitely be clicking him somewhat. Jacoby Brissett for the McBride and Cortland Sutton. Very solid team. We got I don't know if you guys know, if you play DFS on DraftKings, but I heard today that they priced Jacoby Brissett back down to 5,300 today or this week. Why would you do that? Why would you? He just cooked 3 of 4 weeks, and the 1 week you move him up, he doesn't cook. You move him back down. He was still fine, but he was at the top lineups over and over and over again at the price that you put him back down to. It's pretty wild to me that they decided that that's the path they want to go with. So put it in the chat. What do you guys want? Do you guys want to do a Wildcat, or do you want a goal line stand? This is the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to pop off. We could do a goal line stand. We could do a Wildcat. I'm assuming the playbooks are over. No. We could okay, 12-person playbook or a Wildcat. 12-person playbook or a Wildcat. Once we get a couple votes, if anybody votes, we will just jump in one of those. I'm fine with either. I did a goal line stand yesterday as my only draft so far this week. just to get a T. And I landed a Jamar Chase, Ladd, T. Higgins, and it was before the game last night. I got last round Darren Waller with Joe Burrow back around. It's a pretty fun team. And my running back was hey, what's up, Quill? I see you dropped a little bit in season long, but like you're still in striking distance, and that's all that really matters. Yeah, I'm gonna do the 12-person playbook. We're doing a 12-person playbook. I'm gonna enter location to error. I'm not gonna enter. We're gonna 12-person playbook. Entering now on my phone, if my phone loads. Assuming we can get 3 more. We need 3 more for a 12-person playbook. Yeah, I've been trying to learn the 12-mans a little more. I think next year I may chase a dog bowl seat. I don't know. We'll see how the rest of this year goes. Yeah, I noticed you had another team in the top 25 as well. That's awesome. Like, that is fantastic. And although you dropped to 6th, you're still within what, like 5 or 6 points of the few guys ahead of you. We're waiting on 2. Waiting on 2. While we're waiting, I'm getting crushed on drafters for the season-long stuff. But we can check on the people who's doing good. And Quill here, like 2,377. And so basically 30 points or 40 points away from 3rd. But you also got another one. It fell to 29th. Oh, Sleazebomb's down here too now. But yeah, having 2 in the top 30 is awesome. That's fantastic. That's better than I'm doing. I'll show you my biggest success on drafters this year. I showed this team in my Discord yesterday. I think it was the $3 mini here. All right, this is my biggest success on drafters right now. I have a team that only has 1,363 points. It is like the 87th worst team on the site. Quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix. Just awesome, right? Running backs, it gets better. Joe Mixon, Pacheco, Scadaboo, Braylon Allen, Jarquez, Nick Chubb, Todd Brooks. Wide receivers, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, also hurt. Godwin was hurt for a lot of the time. Darnell Mooney, who hasn't been himself, not been healthy. Burden, who just now started doing something. Adam Thielen, Jaden Higgins, who they've kept off the field. Jalen Lane. The best part of this is I'm the 87th worst team with Trey McBride, who has outscored every tight end by like 100 points this year. Like, explained, like, how bad would this team? I would have had the worst team, which I would have absolutely like loved to have this single worst team in a contest. But if I would have taken basically anyone else around there other than Trey McBride, I might have had the worst team on the site. So it can always be worse. That's what I'm telling you. But this running back room, this was and this was after the draft. Like, I think this was like like a right after the draft thing. No, it wasn't, because there's many two. I don't know why I took Joe Mixon, but we got Joe Mixon, Pacheco, Scadaboo, Braylon, Jarquez, Chubb, Josh Brooks. Like, that's some good stuff right there. All right, so we're still waiting on one person for the playbook 12-man. Any takers today? And then we will head out. But yeah, I am going to be starting to stream basically almost daily again. Like this Friday, I can't. I'm obviously going to take Sundays off, but Saturdays I'm going to do the show with Big Draft Energy every week until, well, I guess for 2 more weeks. And then I'm going to start getting into my rookie scouting as soon as week 17 happens. I'm going to start doing that stuff. I'm going to start doing a bunch of I'm going to start doing actual videos instead of, because my channel's not growing because I'm not doing videos, and I'm going to focus a little bit on that for a week or two, figuring that stuff out. It's not like super hard. I just have to figure out how to maneuver it a little better. But I have some ideas. I'm not going to release what my ideas are, but I don't think anybody else. Why am I drafting Waller without Tua? Why am I, do you actually want Tua? Oh yeah, good point. Good point. That's a good point. Like, because is it official? It is official that Tua is sitting, right? Like, I glanced over something that looked like that before I popped on here, but I haven't had time to really look through everything. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. And honestly, that probably makes the Achane pick a little worse too. That was something else I was thinking on, is that, like, I'm still going to take him here, but we know Tua is willing to check down to Achane all the time. He trusts Achane. We don't know. We've seen, like, Achane was the only player who was good last year without Tua. So I think he's still going to be fine. But yeah, if Tua is getting benched, we should definitely not be taking as much Waller. Just because of the matchup. Who is their backup, actually? They signed somebody this year. I'm looking it up right now. We got Zach Wilson, right? Yeah. Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers. I wouldn't be surprised to see them give a chance to Quinn Ewers. Yeah. I mean, at this point, they're eliminated. Why not throw Quinn Ewers out there? I don't think he's going to be any good, but what do you have to lose? Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree. We will not disagree there. So I'm at the 102, nice and blunt at the 107, Dak 488, Lamb at the 110, Game Tight at the 112. I believe Game Tight watches. I've never seen him comment, but they end up in a bunch of my drafts that I'm doing on stream. So welcome, sir. Yeah, but that's a good point. Like, that's why I've only done 2 drafts this week. This is my 3rd one, and I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought. Tomorrow I was going to delve into things and look, but yeah, I'm probably I will probably take zero Waddle, like almost zero Waddle as well. Like Waddle and Waller seem pretty bad if it's Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. Yeah, so Nice and Blunt once again takes James Cook. I think James Cook is. I actually think it's a pretty solid spot for Cook this week. So we talked about that before. Like I could absolutely see James Cook getting 25 to 30 points. I could also see him only scoring like 7. But we're like the way I attack these is I want players who I can see having a ceiling. Like the only way you make money in these is to get the most points, right? So if you're not drafting for ceiling, like you'll have some dead picks and some dead teams. But to actually ship something, you kind of need to draft for ceiling at almost every point. Yeah, I definitely don't want Waddle. If JMO is there, I'll take JMO. ETN versus Denver, I don't know. And like we've seen them game script Judkins out the last 2 weeks, but Buffalo's run defense is really, really bad. So I don't know what to think of there. Need a shot at the house call. I would almost dismiss last week, regards for Gibbs. Yeah. You know what? I'll just take ETN. I don't know how much, like, ETN gets so much volume, and I think that game, I think both teams, they're okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, I know Tootin's doubtful and almost definitely not going to play, and ETN's going to get everything, but Denver's defense is awesome. Like, they're really good. But yeah, that's something I would have found out, but I didn't know yet. That is not good. Which, by the way, I'm probably gonna I think Myles Garrett breaks the sack record this week. I do believe that the Bills are still missing people on the offensive line on the outside. I'll have to double check that. But if they're not full strength on the offensive line, on the outer edges of the offensive line, like Allen took 8 sacks a few weeks ago, and he's taking a few more sacks than usual this year because of the offensive line. I think that Cleveland's defense could get the sack record for Garrett this week because he's only one full away. I'm rooting for it. I think as football fans, it's hard to not like Myles Garrett. I mean, unless you're a family member of Mason Rudolph, you probably like Myles Garrett. And even some of the family members of Mason Rudolph probably did still like Myles Garrett. So right now we have Achane, we have Travis Etienne, we have DK Metcalf. Who? Myles Garrett? No, I'm saying I guess I missed all that. I mean, he just metagame that. Something the guy was. Pepper Tony apparently, I mean, he's a Ravens fan. I don't know. I personally love Miles Garrett. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. I think that I don't remember the defending Watson stuff. Uh, I'm sure it happened. You're never really wrong about these things. I just don't. I don't remember it. Um, so I'm. But yeah, I guess we found somebody who dislikes Miles Garrett and Peppertoni, that weird goose guy, the weird goose guy in my chat. Is the I'm gonna change the song up a little bit. All right, so let's look and see what. So Dak 488 Lamb here. CD Evans. Evans could be an awesome pick. I really like Evans. Rest of the way out. Dowdle, Brissett. So there's what quarterbacks are left? Um, I don't think this is probably going to get there, but we're just going to build out. It's the playbook. I'm just using this basically to look at the ADPs and stuff. I think that going BTJ, ETN, and Trevor Lawrence versus the Broncos is probably a bad idea. Like, I'm not going to recommend anyone else to do this, but this is what we're doing. Is still shocked he'd get a complete pass. I mean, I can't say anything about that situation because I don't know what was going on the field. I'm going to assume it was not great things, you know. The fact that the offensive lineman was back there to protect Mason Rudolph just looked at him and walked away, to me, speaks some volumes. It's like, nope. So, I mean, everybody does this, though. Or a lot of players. Not everybody, but a lot of players do that. My favorite thing about Myles Garrett is, do you guys remember when Jadeveon Clowney was saying that the only reason Myles Garrett is good is because they scheduled they arranged the entire defense to make sure that Myles Garrett gets one-on-ones and Clowney has to take on double teams. That he's the better pass rusher, and Garrett, like, I remember that. Like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was some pretty good stuff. Like, whenever he was leaving the Browns, he just like completely threw Myles Garrett under the bus. So there's another person that doesn't like Myles Garrett because they scheme up the whole defense to make sure he can succeed and only him. And they make I don't know how Clowney has got, or how Myles Garrett's got all these sacks this year without Clowney there to take on all those double teams for him, though. Yeah. What's up, Al Boogie? How we doing? We made it back. Yeah, like, I mean, it's a good argument, right? Like, Watt versus Garrett. I mean, it is either side wrong? I don't think. I mean, that's a pretty good argument. I don't know. I think I like Garrett more as a talent, but it's pretty hard to argue with what TJ Watt's done as well. I wish that we would have got an entire JJ Watt career without those pectoral issues. If he would have got, if he could have just been healthy, like fully healthy, it would have been awesome. So, Rick Cruiser here or Dak. Lamb, Brissett. Is he auto drafting? What's up with the naked? If you're here, what's up with the naked Jacoby? He must be auto drafting. I've seen him draft before. That's not normal. I'm going to assume that they're auto drafting. Nice and blunt here. Bryce Young, Coker. I like that. Cook, Michael Wilson. Oh, he got sniped on the Brissett, so he pivoted to Coker. That makes sense. We need a tight end. What do we want here? I don't know if we were talking about Myles Garrett, Al Boogie, but I don't know. I know that they were saying that he might. Okay, Rick is here. Got it. Got it. I thought that was weird that you did that. I was a little confused whenever I read Garrett Wilson playing. I did see that they were still debating on activating him. All right, so my team, we got Trevor Lawrence, 2 ETN and Brian Thomas, no bring back, Achane, Metcalf, and Travis Kelce. There's a small chance Kelsey's fine. Minshew he'll check the ball, and he basically threw every pass he had to Travis Kelce last week. So there is that. Nice and blunt. The Bryce Young, Coker. Who are they playing this week? Like I've not really done any research yet. Tampa. No, that's actually that's fun. Tampa's pass defense is horrendous. I really like Coker too. Yeah, so Bryce Young to Jalen Coker, James Cook, who I really like. Pollard is interesting. I haven't seen yet if Chris Jones' injury if he's going to miss, what exactly is going on there. But if Chris Jones is out, I am going to like Pollard and Spears some this week in 12-mans. And I might like Pollard enough to take him once or twice in a 6-man. Michael Wilson is a really good pick. Harold Fannin. Yeah, so it's a pick. One of Gadsden. Got it. Yeah. Almost went Isaiah Bond and Shadur. I mean, the one thing Shadur does is he will check the ball deep, and Isaiah Bond keeps getting open. So I don't hate it. Like, I could definitely see that being something. But in these 12-mans, it wouldn't be the worst decision against a Buffalo. Like, the problem is Buffalo's pass defense, or Buffalo is actually really, really strong against quarterbacks this year. If you didn't know, I believe they're the single best defense versus defenses right now in fantasy points. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, okay. Yeah, garbage time is garbage time. Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for popping in. If anybody wants me to look at any of their teams before I leave, I'm more than willing to do that. But if not, hopefully pods are out by tomorrow, 4 p.m. I'm going to have a little more research done. If pods are out, I'm going to go through my pods first. If pods aren't out, I'm going to do research in the morning and actually have thoughts on the DFS stuff. Today was just kind of a first look. Just did the two teams. I had a good time. Thanks everybody for coming out. I'll see everybody later. Have a great night. Peace.